Merry Christmas. Oh, my battery's dead already. Silly. These electronics suck. Thought we were supposed to have like piezoelectric everything in the future. This wouldn't need to be plugged in constantly. All right. Charging. Times, or like maybe 6 or 7 times, I don't know. It doesn't get a very good response or very many viewers, even less than my regular videos. So, it's Christmas. Anyone who isn't with family, this will be our black sheep Christmas. Get goat. Silly goat. All right, I'm making some pasta. Some cheesy pasta. Good goat. It's Christmas. I didn't get any leftovers from any of my friends for Thanksgiving this year. This is the first year that I haven't gotten any leftovers from having a family in a long while. But yeah, friends. I usually get leftovers from friends. Dig it. I'm hungry, dude. I'm hungry for something new. I'm hungry for vegetables and meat from different soils. It's such a bummer that there aren't more farmers looking for affordable or even free. I'm offering free help in exchange for camping and the food. I'd post more ads offering my farm handling service, but it just feels so dirty trying to like lowball myself and still not getting responses. So I don't think that anyone that's online is secure-minded enough. Anyone local farm-wise who would be seeing my ads, who isn't responding, isn't reading the handwriting on the wall as to they're not realizing how much they could need to have a farmhand, not just for labor help and their food bolstering when shit hits the fan, but also as a outdoor sleeper to help protect. When people start trying to take over your farm in the middle of the night or set your shit on fire so they can take all your livestock. After poisoning your dog with a simple bobby pin. Everyone's just like, oh, I got dogs, it'll be all right. I'll white knuckle through the difficulties in relearning how to farm from being so domesticated generationally. New farmers need farmhand movement more than anyone. Except for the aging old timers, they also need it too. And especially now that we got like all of these seasonal workers, migrant workers and stuff being hauled away, it's like, I'm even more surprised than ever that people aren't talking about the need for a farmhanding movement to even take up that. That's crazy. Craziness. Everyone's crazy. I'm the most sane person I know. Is this thing able to chat? Yeah, this thing's stupid. Live is dumb. YouTube is dumb. Fucking numbers are lame. Everyone's buying the numbers for like 20 years. They've been able to buy all their numbers and high sub numbers and view numbers from third-party organizations. Now YouTube itself is selling it, and now they're offering even more obscuration of numbers so they can all just be artificially manipulated to promote the things that they're wanting people to see as legitimate, and delegitimize the things they don't want people to view by keeping them below certain legitimizing view numbers. Go on, get here, stop begging me. That brown bird always begs me. Go on. Christmas! Happy Christmas! Merry Christmas, Cat's Hillbilly. go. Don't come this way, Brownberg. Go away. Take him inside. She wants to mosey this way. If I don't stop her, she'll just end up, all of them will end up right here, just pecking away, and this will turn into mud even quicker. And I gotta move my wagon every couple days maximum, as is, even if I'm keeping the chickens off. If I don't keep them off where I rinse my dishes right there, then then I'll have even more mud in 24 hours. Good chickens, yeah. And there'll be a bunch of chicken poop right here too that I trek in, and it smells really bad. It's horrible. All right, so I'm gonna make some. I don't know how to do live vertically. I have a horizontal neck mount. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to have to worry about my hand gesturing or freaking facial expressions in order to entertain you guys. I'm not trying to entertain. I was hoping I'd get on here and use some. Hi, Annie, Aqua Gardener. Have some try. I don't know, to use this for something, because YouTube is worthless for me for connecting with people. I mean, with farmers, like that's the most important way, and anything else less is yeah, not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to connect with farmers through Facebook and social media and YouTube, and yeah, connect with some community, but or at least the message that's an important thing for other people to be doing before shit hits the fan, or we're given an economic ultimatum. Need to be doubling up on farms. There needs to be a farm handing movement. Everyone agrees that no farms, no food, but nobody's agreeing with me with the foresight beyond that when shit hits the fan, if there's no farm hands, then there's no farms, because they'll just be taken over by marauders and hungry people who don't want to stand in bread lines, would rather take over your farm. Yeah. Social networking is so manipulated. I actually wanted to discuss how I don't think I'm going to. I'm not motivated to post videos to YouTube anymore, or to even try to communicate through the suppression. It's bullshit. I'm just gonna get a face look sticker on the side of my wagon. Or, yeah, I'm just gonna start. I don't know. I have a couple options that I'd like to discuss, but I don't think that it's possible to have a serious conversation through text messaging live. It's pretty silly. Backpack only, backpack plus goat. These are the options, the spectrum of options, simplest to most complicated, that I have to connect with farms. This electric system is not working. If you've been following my videos, it works for a while. Like, I've had it for a year and a half or something like that, this solar system, but that battery is giving me on and off trouble. I haven't posted yet, but it's not yeah. And this one, the second smaller one, just had to be replaced. Thank God that the economy is still up and this company was willing to send me a new one to replace it. But that's not a sustainable option if it only lasted like 8 months before it broke. And the other one is a little over a year. And as their capacity becomes less efficient and the solar panels become less efficient, that's like a double inefficiency that while this whole system was efficient to run an underbed fridge and freezer, at first it's slowly become less and less capable of maintaining the freezer side. So now I'm just using fridge, and even then in the wintertime I'm having to strategize on turning my wagon, and yeah, it's not sustainable. So so that's why these options right here are no fridge, etc. I'm thinking about just taking the 100 watt solar panel on this non-road side and that lighter weight battery, just for the purpose of maintaining this phone and documentation. All other electronics and this wagon are about to be gone. I'm not caring so much about making this a wagon example that's fully equipped to be seen legitimate as a legitimate living example by regular people. I'm not trying to make an example for regular people anymore. I'm going, it's getting down to the wire. I need to connect with farms. I don't care how that looks. One of these 4 options, and I'm leaning towards all the way to the end. I'm gonna rehome my goat, park this wagon, trade in that bicycle that's giving me also battery trouble, that new bicycle, and trade it in for a down sleeping bag and just backpack it with a strapped sign. I got a couple ideas. I have a Facebook sign strapped to my backpack, a Will farmhand for farm food sign, or I'm also looking into huge foam thumbs that they use for like sporting events. They have like number 1s, and they also have thumbs up, and you can write messages in it. And I think I'm gonna try to get one to use for hitchhiking, and it says like farmhand, free farmhand, or something like pick me up or something like that. I don't know, I got a couple ideas to make it just the most efficient way to quickly connect with farms at all sacrificing costs. That's what I feel like I need to do. Anyway, all right, so I don't know how to document what the hell I'm doing in this because stupid cord needs to be plugged in, and yeah, I don't know, whatever, dude. I'm sick of trying to document for 100 people in the whole world when I'm the only one doing this, and this is obviously like a responsible move for people who don't have enough money to be farming, should be more interested in or be more capable of finding. I'm gonna correct my goat's next cheese. I have to turn this down. The steamer's kind of cool because you can it's got such a high capacity, you can just leave it on. Yeah, farms. Local farms. I don't think that this is the right area to be in either, though, because this is a really rich area where they don't have to really utilize their land. It's a blue cheesy. They don't have to utilize their land around here to make money to pay for the land, because it's so expensive that pretty much the only people that are sane enough the only people that really want to try to buy land here are people that have like plenty of money, like family money usually, and so therefore they don't have the economic requirements to produce subsistence level stuff, because so they just use it for their land for horses, or don't use their land for any food or any financial production, or like horses, wine, weed, or nothing is basically what 90% of the land is used or not used for in this immediate area. And so I need to go towards the places that have cheaper land, where they are more. Go away! Stop begging me. Bird. It's the brown bird again. Brown bird is constantly circling my wagon, making this begging sound, and she's not even out of grain. My friend just brought them grain. It's ridiculous. She's so spoiled. These chickens are so spoiled. They absolutely don't know how to scratch around unless they're already some amount of mud, or they don't know how to scratch through. They're not aggressive self-feeders. Let's put it that way. They're very domesticated. I don't know of one farm that's doing a chicken operation where they're not having to supplement more to the chickens than they're getting back in egg and meat calories. The only way you can do it is by having pieces of plywood, like a dozen pieces of plywood that you're flipping over one by one every day in order to give them a sustainable supply of bugs. That's the only way that I've heard of, and we're seeing it done. Yeah, anyway. I'm going to chop these up in here. I don't know how to have a conversation with this, with it being vertical. If it was sideways, I could just hold it on my little neck mount and you could see my goat in this and we could have a chat. But because YouTube still doesn't, we're in 2025 and they still don't give us the option of doing live streams horizontally, then we don't have that option. Sorry. And we also don't have the capability to use the wide angle lens on these phones that have been on these phones for the last 5 years. Yeah, YouTube still won't let us live stream with wide angle. So I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing right now, and I'm sick of worrying about it. I'm not a content creator, obviously. This channel's going nowhere. I'm not up and coming. They just sent out an email. I don't know if you guys saw the post, but they just sent out an email saying like, or no, it was when I looked up those stupid new votes or whatever, upvotes or whatever, that new scam, that they're another level of being able to obscure the numbers and explain away the manipulation of the numbers that they have up here as to what's popular and what isn't, what they want to be popular. Yeah, those awards or whatever, they sent me something, and in there, or it was when I looked it up, it said that that something about how it's only applicable to up and coming content creators or something like that, and it said something like below 500,000. I'm like, 500,000? I haven't even broke 50,000, and my YouTube channel is 15 years old. The average last year when I looked it up, when this information was available, it was like a couple years ago. Last year when I tried to look it up again to see what the average number was, Google wouldn't tell me. But 2 years ago, I looked up what the average size channel was for being 13 years old or whatever at the time, and it told me that it was 375,000 subscribers. And at the time, I was only like 45,000. Now I'm like 47,000. This YouTube channel is the coolest, most suppressed channel on YouTube. YouTube is lame. Yeah, Facebook is even more lame. Facebook is pretty much like MySpace now. I don't think I would ever even had MySpace. I took a while to get on Facebook too. Yeah, I never even had a MySpace. That's... yeah. Anyway. Wish I could film and communicate, we try to this text communication with you guys, but I don't think that's gonna be worth it. It's either you see what I'm doing and hear what I'm talking about, or I read the screen and film the ground at the same time. I don't know. I can't hold it vertically. That's the whole problem. All right. And steam some eggs and some milk. Yeah. YouTubing sucks. YouTubing sucks. Everyone thinks it's so cool, but you gotta be fake to win. I noticed like everyone who is successful or has successful numbers, they seem to like talk in like these, I think that I heard that they're called sound bites or something like that. I don't know. People got to talk like in a certain way in order to be watched. Fuck this. I'm not being restricted into like your future more and more robotic and like contrived ways of acting in order to be a YouTuber. The most extreme versions being like those people that are like, I don't know, making those noises to try to get people to like, I don't know, give them some kind of weird like awards or something like that through, I think it's just through live streams. I don't know, man. YouTubing increasingly is discouraging real content and suppressing real content while encouraging just the most retarded content. I'm over it. I'm not interested in competing with this bullshit fucking internet. All platforms. Rumble is owned by Peter Thiel, which is like part of the technocracy that's trying to take over. So that's not a solution. Solution is face-to-face look, real in-person local communication, efficientized by way of a glorified name tag. It advertises all the other information that the front of your fucking profile on Facebook shows to a bunch of non-local people that you shouldn't be prioritizing trying to connect with anyway. Yeah, it's not sustainable. Good goat. I thought YouTube would be a lot better way of communicating and connecting with local people, activists and farmers. Thank God for the cool people that I have connected with through YouTube. More through YouTube than Facebook, surprisingly. Well, I guess there is a bigger audience there. Bigger, a little bigger. All right, got it. Let's see if I can read a comment while pointing out the ground. Warm this back up. On this. I'm gonna make some cheesy egg yolk sauce. I think I need another egg. Just two egg yolks might not be enough. Might be kind of runny. Yeah, actually that'd be good because there's a lot of noodles there. If it was thick, it wouldn't. Yeah, they're gonna absorb that liquid. No, that's what I'm saying. Okay, thank you, Catskill Hillbilly. Let's have a conversation here. You need to post more often if you want big numbers. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You guys might not have seen a show called Black Mirror. I don't suggest watching it unless you want nightmares, unless you're really thick-skinned or thick-minded. It's about the future. It's very dark. It's intended to be a horror series. It's basically Alfred Hitchcock but set in like the next few years. It's like creepy episodes like that, but set in the future with very realistic technology advancements being used to enslave the minds of people. And one of the episodes, a lot of the episodes touch on this, but one of them actually is on the topic of how in the future many or most of the humans are going to be locked into a social credit score system that requires them to produce content, and if they don't produce it often or well enough, then their numbers fall behind and they're less capable of partaking in or purchasing things in society. And so my whole goal is to get out of that ramping up of the artificial rat race. They're trying to create a rat utopia. I don't know if you guys have heard of the mouse utopian experiments that they did back in the 60s that basically mimic what they're trying to do by cluster fucking us into their cities in order to get us to yeah, this is all really deep talk that most people viewing this channel are not understanding or willing to engage with. So I'll just stop talking this deep and just leave it at that. The powers that be want us to and are encouraging us to post more and more often, in which case it in the future, if you have the foresight to see where this is headed, or you've seen Black Mirror episode where they made this episode to help manifest and show you in a creepy gaslighting way what they're trying to do with it, with their agenda, yeah, you won't know that posting more is actually part of the trap, and And yeah, if they suppress your numbers, there no amount of posting is going to get you out of the suppression. And obviously this channel is more suppressed than any other because it's about solutions. It's about farm handing. Oh, that's weird. It must be getting low on water. Because it's running out of steam earlier than it normally does. I think it's out of... It doesn't need to be refilled nearly as often as... Yeah, it's out of... So it needs to be filled like half... It needs to remain filled about halfway. I'll let you cool off. Done it. That's better. I gotta wait. I'm so hungry. I should have started a live stream after I ate, because there's no way I'm gonna freaking slap my mouth on freaking make you guys, yeah, listen to real talk and it being annoying audibly. Okay, yeah, so that was a comment that you had. Self-sufficiency is not the key. Self-sufficiency does not exist. It's not possible. The only thing we have, the best we have to go on is community sufficiency is the key, Jim West. Thank you so much, though. I agree with you. I mean, self-sufficiency is the key, but with that caveat that it's not actually self-sufficiency that's possible. The best that we have, that we're capable of, is community sufficiency, in my opinion. You can go and try it if you want, but I've already tried self-sufficiency and it's not good for my health. As far as the restriction of variances and the limited spectrum of food that you're capable of providing yourself with self-sufficiency is not a happy... Yeah, this message is held for review. Yeah. Okay, you want to... Sorry, show. Somebody, your daughter wants to know where I go to the bathroom. I don't go here regularly. My friend rents out his buildings back there, and because I've been staying on that property, there's too many people and who need to use the restroom occasionally, so he got a porta potty that's right over behind his girlfriend's black van over there. So yeah, that's where I go. I used to have a compost hole in the back of his property that I used to go on, and then this is my toilet. It was my toilet seat, but it's freaking wood, so it got wet. This is 6 inches by 9 inches, which is coincidentally the same size as those bathroom door placards that have the man and woman symbol. So those are like $8. They're on my in my shopping cart on Amazon. I need to add them to my wish list though, see if anybody wants to help upgrade that with that funny lid, because that catches every time that I open up my door and try to close it. But yeah, that's a bathroom right here, and then this is my drop down bathroom right here. This cord right now hanging in the way because I have been experimenting taking off the solar panels. But this is my bathroom, yeah. And this falls down and then Velcro or magnetizes to itself. And it's like a shower / bathroom. That's what I wanted to do, a live stream about this. Man, I don't like holding my phone and doing this. I want to plug you in there. Can you guys tell me is it possible for you guys to watch sideways? I mean, YouTube always gives me a little warning. They're like, oh, hold your phone vertically, but it's like, don't people have the capability of switching the orientation of their view so that we can frickin' 2025 finally use horizontal orientation in a live stream? I mean, heaven forbid we be allowed to use our fisheye lenses, our wide angle lenses that are on these, that have been on smartphones for 5 years, but YouTube isn't smart enough to upgrade our ability to use those wide screens. I like how this is aluminum based. It's lightweight, and it doesn't retain the heat for very long. Yeah, like the steel bottom ones. Oh yeah, that water was really low. That's why. So you get less steam time if it's filled more than halfway, and then you get less steam time when you are below like 1/3 or like below 1/4, something like that. Okay, that's good. I knocked this new steamer's height down because I found that the added height didn't benefit it over the flame anymore. It's already like above the vessel, so it's protected. Steam, give me the sauce or a mac. And then I'll come back on and try to live stream and answer some more questions. All right, until my food is ready, let's answer some questions. I should do live streams with these question and answers with the wagon, though. That's what I was wanting to do. If someone could get the 3rd scale, like a bathroom scale, off of my wish list, then we'll have 3 of them to weigh this wagon, and I'll do a live stream and go through every possession and try to like weigh every possession, try to itemize everything, and see how much I'm curious to see how much the wagon weighs fully stocked compared to completely empty, compared to the new ultralight, non-refrigerator, non-big battery and big solar panel weight, and no electronics. I want to weigh all of that electronics that I'm taking off of it. I bet you it's 100 pounds. The refrigerator, the big battery, the big solar panel, and all the electronic devices that I have in this wagon together weigh 100 pounds. And that 100 pounds, if you like go over, I don't know how much this wagon weighs because we haven't weighed it yet, but I'm guesstimating when it gets around 400 pounds for my body weight, it becomes exponentially more difficult to pull beyond that weight. But if you were to take the 100 pounds of electronics off of this and it weighed 300 pounds is super easy to pull. It's like I can pull it uphill with a pinky, and yeah, that would be really cool. And then if I take enough weight off of it, then I can transport my goat on the back of the wagon, is my latest idea, in order to prolong her transporting. If I start making this a milk stand back here and have her clipped in there, then she gets used to standing there and being clipped in. Then when she starts to get tired walking on the side of the wagon, I can just load her up, and it's not any harder to haul on flat ground or downhill an extra 75 pounds or whatever she weighs. And yeah, so because full solar capability with fridge and everything is not it's possible, but it's not sustainable, and it's not cost efficient for other people to follow this example. It's a little too out of people's price range and ridiculous and unsustainable. Yeah, I think that having this wagon minimized to a manual only and an evaporative cooler only, solar cooker only. I'll get rid of the EA. Or actually, this is only 90 watts, and it's very useful and actually necessary thing. And so if I'm having just a 100 watt solar panel with this 6-pound battery, I don't know. I like the cut and dryness, though, of like not using any electronics for my living and just having this battery just for the maintenance of the camera, and connection and editing and stuff like that, making these videos. I like things that are cut and dry experiments, so you can better learn. And the electric component on this is very useful, but the main problem with it is that it is unsustainable. That actual heating element that I made many videos about, the latest attempt that I have tried to prolong it, which is actually pretty successful, but I'm realizing that it's ultimately not as sustainable as sandwiching a second tray over the bottom of this and then laser welding it shut. That's the only way that those E-trays would be sustainable. So I don't know. GoSuns though, without the E-tray, are very valuable and truly off-grid and very peaceful to use. Anything that have electronics is increasingly less peaceful to use because it's unreliable, and I am reliant on the artificial economy in order to maintain or renew it. Got it. Where you go? Got it. Good go. All right. I didn't know if she was back there. How you doing? Good go. What do you want to do, huh? You want to travel with a backpack, or you want to travel on the back of the wagon? An e-bike battery. Batteries are just too expensive. Solar, anything in the future is increasingly getting, technology is going to become less and less available for the have-nots that don't have the ability to finance it, fund it, whatever. Where are some freaking comments? Do you think you will get any more sheep? Yeah, goats and sheep in the future. Yeah, I have my sheep. I have a sheep being sheep sat right now, who isn't in milk, and I can run into dairy sheep, more dairy sheep in the future. But as of right now, I just have this goat that's in milk. How about another bike trailer build using the plastic corrugated that made signs out of? Why would I build another bike trailer out of this plastic? This wagon is made out of that. Oh, a bike trailer. Oh, like the first one, yeah, that was actually pulled by a bike. No, it's not. If you've been following this channel, there's no way to provide a adequate brake system for a bike trailer that weighs over 300 pounds. If you look online at anyone that is traveling with a bike trailer, it doesn't weigh over 300 pounds because it becomes exponentially inefficient for stopping such a large, heavy wagon behind, given the 3 brake mechanism, I guess 4 if you include hydraulic brakes or something like that. But there's 4 brake mechanisms on the market, and none of them work on this wagon. I didn't try. I tried 3 main ones, but I didn't try. Yeah, I didn't try those last brakes that I just mentioned, that are more expensive, and I had to come up with my own brake system that is more direct and doesn't use cables, and it just clamps automatically. This is the best brake system for any type of a wagon that's over 300 pounds. And I don't like traveling fast. That e-bike is scary as shit, and it's just not necessary to travel that fast, because my priority is connecting with farms that are within a location that is close enough that we can, like actually support each other and be a community. And it isn't required for me to have to travel such distances that require such speeds in order to traverse in a timely fashion, in one day or in one evening to get back to the same property by evening. The idea is not to get faster means to connect with a looser network, but to connect with a tighter network that doesn't require such speedy means. All right. I agree. Solar is not quite there. Yeah. Yes. Solar is being like super hyped up by everyone. Like the whole industry is so dishonest, and it's blatantly so. Like everyone agrees that their numbers are completely stretched. Like if they say that it's a 100-watt solar panel, everyone is in agreement that it's all right for people to for solar panels to falsely advertise, as long as they're not falsely advertising too much. And that, in my opinion, is like a super corrupt industry that I don't even want to have any part in. Like we already know that there's tons of like super corruption going on into the metals and minerals, rare minerals and metals that are required, mined and required with child labor in order to make all these solar panels and batteries and crap. But like the dishonesty doesn't end. It's like literally every battery. That battery right there says that it's a 1,000 watt-hour battery, but when you test it, it's only 800. And the industry is fine with that. Everyone does that. Everyone stretches it, but it's like frowned upon if you stretch your claims too much, and then you get reviews that are negative, and it knocks it back down. But it's interesting how like no one bats an eye and almost expects, like when there are batteries that are more honestly labeled, or panels that are more honestly labeled, and people review them, it's a honestly sad reaction in the reviews, because people are like, wow, this one's 90%, this is great, and it's like, fucking all of them should be 100% what they say they are. It shouldn't be the norm. It shouldn't have ever been started to be normalized to start stretching and exaggerating, lying about the numbers. The whole solar industry is so corrupt and so propped up fictitiously, like it's all there's a lot of propaganda going into the idea that solar is sustainable, and it's alarming how dishonest that message has been disseminated. I'm alarmed. Worm drive, I don't know what that is. Foldable electric wheelchairs have worn drive motors, perfect for torque to get uphills when you need it. How about I just go lightweight and then and get this wagon back under 300 pounds without all the electric idyllic setup, and then it's easy to pull uphill with one hand or one finger, and I don't need that 50 to 100 pounds of torque help that can only help me when it has juice, which again is increasingly and not peace of mind inducing, with a battery and a solar components that dwindle in their efficiency with every month and every year that you use them. It's not sustainable. It's stupid. I've tried to make this work. It's not working. I've tried it so many different ways. Solar is a gimmick. Way overrated. Yeah, it's just overrated. That's all I'm trying to say. And it's like propaganda levels overrated. Like they're really trying to make us think that is that's the way to go, and it couldn't be more of a letdown in every way that I've tried. And I have the nicest solar panels. Like at first I thought, oh, it was just because I got the crappiest stuff. I got the nicest stuff. I'll tell you, it's the stuff that yachts use. SIG solar panels, copper, iridium, something solar panels. They're the nicest ones on the market, and they suck. So yeah, they're depleting in their efficiency after 1 year, enough to where it's noticeable in combination with the depletion of the efficiency of the battery. It was just efficient enough of a system to operate this underbed fridge freezer the first year that I had it, and it's noticeably become harder to maintain that, and I have to do more strategizing, like turning my wagon around this solar panel towards that, because that battery's lowest, and then this solar panel on this side goes to this one. That one has enough power, so I don't need to be strategizing that stuff. I'll just go back to get in the habit of using the other forms of getting things done, manual and or fire. Electricity is very, very domesticated and addictive, and but if it's not possible, then I don't want it. If it's not possible to maintain for, I don't know. You guys are gonna have to watch sideways. I don't care. Right. I'm gonna eat the food. So hungry. I got my cheese melted in here. My good Ease cheese. And then we got, I don't know what this, oh, this is looking like it needs to be so lumpy. There we go. Cream it out. I love steam on cooking. Yes. All right, I'm gonna eat this and come back and try to stick to answering some questions instead of having stuff that I need to do with my hands. Oh, hold the camera later. See you guys. Merry Christmas. Talk to you in a second. Be looking for this live stream. I'll do it.